Well, hey, and welcome to the Gritty Women Global Podcast, episode 135. My name is Lynn Brown, and I'm a results coach. But now I'm just going to go ahead and let you know, prior to this, I was a world-class people pleaser, and then in my spare time, I was literally trapped by the opinions of others. It was like living in a mental prison. And then one day I just got sick and tired of starting over, so I quit quitting. And I drew a line in the sand that day, and I bet on me for the first time. I really started to look at things in a different way. And when I started to look at things different, the things that I was looking at began to change. Now, my life is not perfect, trust me, but I'm a heck of a lot farther down the road than I was before. I just thought that today I would just take a minute to look at where you are. I don't know if you've ever done this, but 5 months ago I did this. And just kind of slowing down and having a gut check really shifted things for me. The reality is, up until this time, I never really truly picked me. I was sort of waiting for someone to nudge me and say, "Hey, Lynn, it's time." And maybe the call from, one of my bestest buddies, Holly, she called me. She did. And maybe it was that call that I just felt like it was a nudge. I think that call from my friend is what changed things for me. But I still had to decide. I still had to choose me. I had to pick me. And she offered me an opportunity that has truly changed the trajectory of where my life is heading. Now, the truth is, nobody else is going to tell you that you're good enough. Nobody else is going to tell you that you're smart enough and that you're tough enough. Nobody's going to tell you to do the thing that you know God is calling you to do. And let me go ahead and say this. It's not necessary for you to have a committee meeting, a board meeting, to get on the phone and get everybody else's approval or their input. Y'all, this is a you and you deal. And the thing is, your dream is your dream. It's and you see that silly meme about, it wasn't your dream, wasn't a conference call, because it's not for everybody, it's for you. But when the day comes that you choose you and you pick you, there will be a shift. There will be a change. There will be a pivot. And you will begin to see things like never before. And not only will you see things like never before, you will begin to attract things like never before. And let me go ahead and add, you're going to be stretched like never before too. You're going to find yourself in rooms filled with people that are way ahead of you. But you're going to grow exponentially. I just got off of a call. And one of the speakers basically said that there will be people that will hit $10 million in this company. Now, I'll be honest, I had not even considered that. I was shooting very low. So that was a shift for me. So things really began to change, and I began to see the change when I started talking to myself rather than listening to the stories that I had played over and over and over. And there's a difference. There's a difference between talking to yourself and listening to yourself. And I bet if we were really honest and we had time to really lean into this, we could both share examples of things that we say to ourselves that are not serving us in a positive way. So I really did have to change my playlist. I had to kind of upload a new playlist. And you know what? It began to work. But now it's going to take more than, just the old strategy of, just throw the spaghetti on the wall and see where it lands. It's going to just see if it sticks. It's going to take more than that. It's going to take putting systems into place. I have said this a million times. Y'all have heard it over and over. But if you're new and you haven't heard it, I'm going to say it again. 7 years ago, I began writing gratitude. 4 years ago, I began to write my dreams as if they had happened. And I cannot tell you how many times the dreams that I were writing have already come true. I've been writing financial freedom in my gratitude journal every day for 3 years. 3 years, financial freedom. And I'm seeing it happen right now before my eyes. I've been writing strengthen core, strengthen your core, lose 20 pounds for 2 years. Now I'm in a boot camp. I'm making it happen. And there's a difference. There's a difference between wishing and hoping and actually doing. And yes, it's going to take courage. But courage is the fastest way, to break through. But the fastest way to courage is to move into action. Action annihilates fear. I cannot tell you how many people that are so much more talented than me. They're better speakers. They're better communicators. They're better number crunchers, which that wouldn't take much to be better than me in that category. But you know what I'm saying? They're just more talented. But some of those people are sitting, getting ready. They are just getting ready to get ready. And y'all, that's not going to do it. You got to move into action. Roddy Galbraith, one of my speaking mentors, always told us, go out and make a mess. Go make a mess. Because you're going to learn the process and you're going to get good in the process. People, time and time again, ask me, how were you able to break through those limiting beliefs? They paralyzed me the first half of my life. And some people don't like to hear me say that. But it's the reality. It is the truth. My mindset was broken. I am a woman of faith. But I did not truly believe everything. Romans 12:2 is one of my favorite all-time verses. And I loved it. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. But for so long, I was trapped by my mind. My mind was not renewed. I had not changed my thinking. I had not changed my thoughts. I had not changed my playlist. That's for a whole nother day, which we'll be getting into that soon. But for today, I just want us to just stay right here for a minute. But I will have to say that when I began to change that mindset, when my mindset became gritty, and I was grateful, the G in gritty is for grateful, the R is resilient, the I is inspired, the 2 T's are think tough, and Y is you do you. When all those things began to happen for me, I began to move forward. Now you can be in motion and not going anywhere. You're going backwards, but I wanted to move forward, so I began to take the next step and the next step and the next step, and that created action. Faith does come from hearing, but freedom comes from practice. So I want to challenge you. Maybe you need to write that down if you're not driving. Faith comes from hearing and freedom comes from practice. That's my precious little daughter-in-law. She gave me that. Thank you, Kristen. But it's no secret. What you see is what you get. And what you say is what you get. And most of all, what you believe absolutely is tied, without a shadow of a doubt, to your results. It's tied to your behavior. It's tied to your best thinking. And it's tied to whether you are walking into the calling that you were created to. It's your belief. It's behind everything. Why is it that if you're like me and you grew up in Sunday school singing all the Sunday school songs about David and Goliath and, Joshua, fought the Battle of Jericho and all that stuff, and we might even believe it for other people, but when it gets down to your mountain moving faith, what about you? How would you rate your mountain moving, faith on a scale of 1 to 10? Where's your faith? Well, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. If it's low, guess what? Today is a new day. I love the verse, God will do exceedingly more than you could ever dream or imagine. 2 Corinthians 9, I believe it is. But we have to be willing. Are you willing? Are you willing to believe for more? I mean, his word says that no eyes have seen, no ears have heard, and no mind has conceived what he can do for those that love him. When August, when I called Holly, when I called her back, she was like, Lynn, I want to talk to you. You know what? I just made a decision. First I said no, and then I said, no, I'm willing. I am willing. I've been in this I am willing stage now for going on, let's see, it was 2 years in September of 2020 is when when I was challenged with that. So actually, I'm going to my 3rd year of being in that am I willing. I almost said no because I was so uncomfortable. And then I realized it was truly a gift from above. Now, it was wrapped differently than anything I had ever unwrapped before. It looked different. It was different. It threw me into a pool of people so far ahead of me. But it has changed the trajectory of my life. And for the first time in my life, I realized that I actually have been in the middle of a miracle. I did not know it. In January, I was asked to speak at a retreat, and it was on the Gritty Mindset. And during that weekend, there were some little, deposits that didn't happen in my bank account, and it was with this new company I'm with. But I realized it was during that time as I realized that I was actually being in the middle of breaking this generational curse that has been, on my family in the area of finances. It's been a tough road. There have been a lot of ups and downs. There have been a lot of epic wins and some face plants along the way, and they're still going to come. But today, I can honestly say to you that for the first time in my life, I feel relief that we are entering into the rest of financial freedom. And we're making changes. We are creating new systems. We are investing. But I tell you this to encourage you all, that whatever the thing is that is on your heart, whatever that dream is that is on your heart, courage up, Buttercup. I want you to have the courage to jump on or jump off of whatever lion is facing you. And trust me, I hear every day about lions running towards or away from people. But what do you need to jump on or jump off of? What do you need to do to bring that shift into your life so that you can just be in rest, that you can refuel your joy, and that you can walk in purpose in just a restored, renewed, revived way? I honestly, it was 2 weeks ago on a Thursday morning, I sat on a sofa drinking coffee, and I just felt in my heart revival. I just felt revival in my heart. And then I realized every revival starts with me. It has to first start with me. It's an inside deal. It's not going to be from the outside in. It's going to be from me. So you and you deal. Just remember you were created for more. And like Esther, what if you were created for such a time as this? I look forward to talking to you next week. And until next time, remember, Gritty Sisters, this is the year of restoration. It's the year of renewal, the year of redos. I look forward to seeing you soon. Love you. Bye-bye.